Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. So today we're going to be taking a look at this. It's the Lost World Jurassic Park role-playing game book. This came out in 1997 to tie in with the release of the film, and it's a fairly slim little book, but it's actually packed with some really interesting material, and for me it brings back a lot of memories of the Lost World coming out, particularly the cover. I mean, this lime green background with this sort of almost purpley coloured T-Rex was a very prominent sort of motif used on all of the Lost World marketing. So for me, straight away, that brings back a lot of memories. Down here it says something has survived. Features 24 punch-out collectible gaming cards, and it says here includes 3 full-length action-packed role-playing adventures. Now I know a lot of Jurassic Park fans enjoy those role-playing games. There's a big forum on Jurassic Park Legacy on their forums, and there's a lot of people who take part in that. So if you are watching and you enjoy the role-playing games, then hello to you, and I hope this entertains you. And this came out in 1997. It would have been $3.99 back then, and it was published by Box Tree. There is a little bit of a blurb on the back there. If you'd like to read that, feel free to go ahead and pause. So let's crack on. So inside we've got all the individual cards, and these are perforated on the edges so you can actually tear these off and use them in the role-playing game. With this one they're all still intact, which is really nice because I like to get things in good condition if I can. There's a little tear on Sarah Harding by the S, but to be honest I'm not bothered about that. So as you can see, it breaks down into the character cards. There's plant life cards, and there's also the dinosaur cards, and there's a wild card, a DNA card down here. Okay, so then we get onto the actual book, and it's sort of like a semi-glossy paper. Oh, and you can see on the back of the cards there, it's got the Lost World logo and the names of the cards that's on the front. So inside, so here we've got the story of the Lost World Jurassic Park. And here is the rules for the game. Now I won't go into the rules, but it's a pretty cool role-playing game. I think I remember playing it back in the day, or at least attempting to play it. And then here we've got character profiles. Now this is a really interesting part of the book. Essentially it's journals from each of the characters talking about their arrival on the island and what their hopes and fears are. Really interesting, and perhaps in a future video I'll do just one-off videos where I read these individually because they're quite long, but I think you guys would enjoy the content. So that's Ian Malcolm's one. There's Sarah Harding, as you can see, they've sort of styled the paper that they were written on. Here's one from Nick Van Owen, very green, sorry, very yellow with lots of green plant life stuck on, because obviously he's from Greenpeace. And then you've got Eddie Carr's, very sort of mechanical and engineer-like. Yeah, so that's interesting. And then we've got Kelly Malcolm's diary here with a little dinosaur sketch. And then we've got Roland Tembo's scratch pad. So it's really nice to have these little introductions from each of the characters. Here we've got Peter Ludlow's logbook. Nice little DX logo. This was used on a lot of the branding back in the day. And then we've got Ajay's tracking sheet, and you can see he's got some nice dinosaur sketches there as well. So then we go on to Adventure 1. So there are 3 adventures in all, and if you've ever done a choose your own way story, essentially you read a paragraph and then you either roll a dice or you choose what you're going to do next. I think it's a really creative way to tell a story, and actually they were more popular when I was younger, especially in the sort of 70s and 80s and going into the 90s. I remember there were more adventures, you know, adventure books where you could sort of choose your own way. I wasn't alive in the 70s, but I had a lot of them passed down to me from my older siblings, and they were really fun books. You know, you could choose which way you were going to go and what was going to happen in the story. So that was a really nice aspect of the sort of choose your own way books, and this one reminds me very much of that. I remember finding this book as a child in the shops and going, wow, okay, they've taken my favourite franchise, Jurassic Park, and they've turned it into a choose your own way story. And I remember that was fantastic. And I think there might have been other choose your own way stories tied in with the Lost World. There might have actually been a novel as well that was choose your own way. So now we're on to Adventure 2, and as you can see it's got some nice illustrations throughout. These are really cool. And it's a nice mixture of colour and black and white print. Obviously they've tried to save print where they can, but it's still nicely illustrated. Nice picture of Roland Timber there and a T-Rex. And again, here's the next adventure. Really nice, there's RJ. And there we go, that's the last adventure. And as you can see on the inside cover, we got this sort of grayscale jungle motif going on, and then we're back to the back cover. So let me know in the comments down below, do you remember this book? Did you own it? I think it's a cracking little book, and I'm so glad to have picked it up. It only cost £2, which goes to show that if you're a collector you don't need to spend the earth to find great material. Okay guys, rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.